Okay, so in the last video, I told you guys about just all the running around and all the bullshit I had to take care of the day before my mom's funeral. I was a mess, dude. I was a mess. I couldn't really sleep. It's because, like, you're so upset. I felt like a zombie. That's basically what I felt like. I didn't even feel like I was human at this point in time. Like, you're just going through the motions. You're going through the motions of life. So anyway, I woke up. I probably slept in a little bit, maybe till like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. I don't even remember. I got up. I grabbed coffee in my pajamas. I run up to Walmart, print 109 pictures out, okay, which took a little time. Ran home and glued these things to the board. Like, me and my husband we were like machines. I bought these like dot things that like they're like glue dots. So he's like fucking putting the dots, and we're just like boom, 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 boom. I swear to God, I felt like a factory worker. Like, we were so fast. And then right after that, I was like jump in the shower and off to the funeral home. He went and dropped my son off at my brother-in-law's house. I told him take separate cars just in case anything happens and he has to go pick our son up. Bringing my son at that point, he was 3 years old, and he was kind of in that like in-between stage of a baby and a kid. He's not gonna understand why my mom's laying in this box and can't wake up. And I thought it would be too upsetting for me to watch that. Maybe I was wrong. I just felt like he said goodbye to her at the hospital that day, and I just wanted to kind of leave it there and explain to him that. And that was like, God, that was like one of the hardest things to do. Even though he was so young, just trying to explain to him where my mom is and like why we're not going to see her anymore. That was like his Nana. Like, he loved my mom. He would be like, call Nana, show Nana. He always asked for her. And I didn't think it was going to be good for either of us to have him there. I just decided I wasn't going to bring him. I really just didn't think it was going to do any good, bringing him. He's at the age where he knows who Nana is. He loves Nana, and he's attached to Nana, and he's not going to understand why Nana's not moving and why Nana can't wake up. That is one of the hardest parts, is telling your kid. Anyway, I remember getting dressed. My husband left. I left. I was a mess. I never got a chance since I hadn't gotten time to relax, like, at all in about a month, Like, I just wanted to fucking sit down on my couch. That's all I wanted to do, was just sit down on my couch and zone out on something. TV, my phone, I don't know. And I didn't get a chance to do that at all, because I was running around the whole time for my mom's wake. My brother and his wife, I'm sorry, but they didn't do shit. They didn't do a goddamn thing except get flowers. That's all they did. So magically the next day, whoops, mom's life insurance was good after all. Oh, how convenient. My mom's insurance just magically was good. Liars. I don't think there was ever a problem, but we'll get into that. I get to the funeral home and everybody starts showing up. I remember my cousin Kristen came out and helped me carry the boards in and everything. And we get in there, and it was, they were going to let us in to see my mom privately, before everybody else was allowed in. So, of course, all her brothers and sisters showed up there early, and they came in with us. And I just remember that was the first time in my life that I actually touched a body. It's my mother. And I just remember putting my hand on her arm, and it just felt like it just wasn't her. It just felt like hard wood. Cold, hard wood. Not funny things, but one of, I guess, the funny things is, they asked me to give a picture of her, and my mom hated photographs. Like, hated photographs. So I was trying to find a picture where she had her makeup done, and so the picture that I gave them was kind of like a little bit old, and they did the best they can. They did great on her hair, but like her bangs, she looked like she was gonna go to like a sock hop. Her bangs were like perfectly straight and like curled under, like with a curling iron. They looked so weird, and I was like, ugh. But I was like, what am I gonna do? I mean, she looked better. It was nice to see her. I know this sounds so fucking weird, but like the last vision I had of her was her in that bed, which was horrible. Seeing her like that was actually like a relief in a weird way. I can't explain it. I know this sounds so weird. She looked like a person again. When she was in the bed that night, she did not look human anymore. Put it that way. I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting, but when I walked in that room, I just could not believe the amount of flowers that were there. No, the first thing that came into my head was, I wish you could see this. My mom loved flowers. Loved flowers. I don't think she realized how great of a person she was and how loved she was by people. And just looking at all these flowers, and it's just like, you know, all the pictures of her around the room. It was just surreal. It was like, I cannot believe I'm in this room again. 10 years after my dad died, here I am in this room again. It's so crazy. And I sit down and they have that first row where they always have those two bigger chairs in the front. So I put my bag and my coat and everything down on this chair, right? And everybody kind of, you know, went in there, went up to the casket. And then when everybody went to sit down, I'm looking around. I put my stuff down, right? And I look over and my grandmother's sitting like in the second row seats. Just by herself. And I'm like, why is she sitting there? This is her daughter, okay? I'm like, ugh. So I go and grab her and I'm like, Nana, sit in the front. You know, sit here. This is where you sit. Like, I hate that she felt like she couldn't sit up in the front, dude. Sit up in the front. This is your baby. Like, you're the next of kin, just like I am. I'll never forget this. I sat down in the chair next to my grandmother. And I look over to the right, and my Uncle Bob is sitting across the aisle with my brother and Satan. He's like glued to Satan's side. Has his arm around her, like comforting her. This girl did not give a fuck that my mom died. She did not shed a tear. Neither one of those pieces of shit, her or my Uncle Bob, expressed their condolences to me. At all, ever. Through this whole entire thing. Never once expressed their condolences to me. My Uncle Bob came in that day. He didn't fucking say a goddamn thing to me. Not a goddamn thing. But he's over there hugging my brother, sitting next to Satan, sat next to them the whole time. But during the day, wasn't that many people were there, right? So it's time to go back to my mom's house now so we could do food and everything like that. So while we were at my mom's house, another thing happened. The day after I filmed this, I actually realized I left out a kind of funny part, and I'm going to share it with you guys now. So my outfit's going to be a little different, but just bear with me. And side note, I just got to tell you guys this because it's so funny, okay? I did all the shopping for this thing, okay? I went and got all the utensils, all the plates and cups and knives, forks, napkins, all that shit, right? I ordered the food. I got the sterno candles. I did everything. I told my brother to get drinks, okay? They show up at the house with 2 bottles of soda and a fucking pitcher of sangria. This is weird. Why would you bring sangria? Are we having a fiesta? I don't know. Is it just me, or does that just seem so inappropriate? It's like, I don't know. It's just like, I'm like, why would you bring sangria? Sangria. Satan brought her homemade sangria. Wow, you had time to fucking make sangria? Please, tell me more about that. You had time to cut fruit up and fucking make sangria? Wow. Sangria to a funeral, because, you know, that's normal. But that's not even the worst part. So my brother calls me up before he gets back to the house, and he's like, oh, do you need anything? And I said, yeah, I forgot to get, like, sweetener for the coffees. They said they were stopping to get beverages. So he's like, do you need anything else? I said, yes, could you please pick up some sweetener? Would you believe when he gets there, I go, oh, where's the sweetener? This fucking cheap fuck reaches in his pocket and, like, pulls out like 3 packets of sweetener and hands them to me. And I'm like, did you just steal these from 7-Eleven? You're that cheap that you couldn't handle $5 for sweetener? Are you fucking kidding me? You just took a handful of them from 7-Eleven? Wow, you're a cheap fuck. Just thought I would add that in. My cousin Nico and I go walk into my old bedroom. We're looking around and we're kind of just like reminiscing about the old days, you know? And all of a sudden I look, I see this folder, this white folder sitting on top of my mom's ironing board. And I'm like, where'd this come from? So I grab the folder and I put it in my jacket, and I'm like, come on, let's go outside and smoke a cigarette. I went around the corner and went to go knock on my neighbor's door to ask if they wanted food, because this guy made so much food. I mean, I could have fed the whole neighborhood. On the way back, we stop in my husband's car, and I open it up. It was a folder with the contract and everything for my mom's investment account, Fidelity. And I'm like, how did this even get in there? I'm like, dude, this woman isn't even in the grave yet, and you guys are already worried about collecting her money. It's disgusting. So that was one thing. The other thing that happens is Satan goes up to my husband. They don't talk to me. Why? I'm going to tell you guys why. Okay? I was made out to be this crazy maniac who confronted everybody. No. That's not what it was. When somebody's being a sneaky, lying, shady piece of shit, I'm going to call them out on it. My whole family made it like I was crazy. That was the thing that was going around. Leanna's a big mouth. She's so crazy. She's psychotic. That's called gaslighting. They all made it like I was crazy. Leanna, you're crazy for being upset that we're planning your mom's funeral. You're crazy that you're upset that your brother's lying to your mom and planting cameras in her house. I've been gaslit for 10 years. When you break out of that and you're like, oh, no. You're not going to fucking make me the crazy one. There's nothing wrong with me. You are the fucked up ones that want to keep your toxic visions alive. Okay? Satan goes up to my husband because she can't deal with me. She doesn't talk to me. You guys don't understand. Like, she would never come up to me and try to have a conversation like a real woman. No, she don't do that. She's a little sneaky, shady bitch. Scared coward. So she comes up to my husband and she's like, oh, just to let you know, I called Newsday and told them to cancel the newspaper. And I called the oil company and I told them to continue the contract. Dude, whoa! Not your job. No. Again, my mom didn't like you and you know that. Even though you're married to my brother and you are the keeper of his scrotum, it's not your place to make phone calls to companies for my mother. A normal person would come up and be like, hey, Leanna, if you need help, I would do this. Because if it was my sister-in-law, I would never do that. I would never overstep that boundary. If I were to do things like that, I would ask her first, hey, sister-in-law, you need help with anything? Can I make any phone calls? Is there anything I could do to help you? This bitch just goes about things, and it's not your place. So let's just keep that in mind. Back to the funeral. So, of course, I'm fucking running around, trying to get the food, pay the guy, tip the guy, set everything up, make sure all the candles are lit. Brother and Satan and my Aunt Betty and my Uncle Bob sit their asses down in my mom's living room and didn't lift a finger. Well, I think my Aunt Debbie helped a little bit. My cousin Nico's mother, she's just one of those people, she's always helping out, no matter what. Thank God she was there. I'm like a zombie that day. I'm uncomfortable. Assholes are in my house. I didn't even want to be in my mom's house. It was just the whole thing was a fucking mess, to be honest with you guys, right? I remember at one point in the night, I go over in my living room and my Uncle Bob, I swear to God, he has a thing for Satan. My mom has one of those oversized chairs, bigger than a lazy boy chair, but smaller than a love seat, And I look over and her and my Uncle Bob are squished in this chair. And I'm like, that's creepy. Why are you squished in the chair with my brother's wife? He's so obsessed with this girl. And I know he's doing it on purpose to piss me off because he's a piece of shit. And he's lucky he was even allowed in my mom's house that day. I swear to God, I was ready to tell him, get the fuck out of here. You didn't even express your condolences to me. Get the fuck out of here, you disrespectful little asshole. Everybody ate and everybody's hanging out or whatever. We had a couple of hours before we had to go back that night. So I brought my grandmother in my mom's room. A year or two before, my mom went out and bought this gangsta ass bed. I think I told you guys about it, but I'll tell you again real quick. This bed had all the bells and whistles. My husband and I have a king size bed, and I really didn't think my brother was going to want my mom's bed. So I asked my Nana, would you like my mom's bed? Because I really thought my mom would want my grandmother to have it. When my Nana used to come over every once in a while and sleep over my mom's house, my mom would go sleep in my old bedroom sometimes, and she would let my Nana sleep in her bed. My Nana absolutely loved this bed. So I felt like maybe she'll want the bed, and I know my mom would, if we're not going to take it, to give it to my Nana. That's the next person she would want to have it. So I bring my Nana in, and I'm looking at the bed, and I'm like, Nana, you should take my mom's bed. What are we going to do with it? We can't sell it. I know my brother doesn't want it. All my aunts are like, oh yeah. I'm like, just take it. We'll make arrangements after the funeral and we'll get it to your house. My Nana was so happy. She's like, oh my God, no, oh my God, I would love it. She was so excited. So whatever. Go back to the funeral home. Somebody came up to me and they were like, oh my God, Uncle so-and-so is upset. There's no pictures of him up there. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't even realize it. I was so tired while I was doing these pictures. I went up to my uncle and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. He's like, don't worry about it, Leanna. Like, don't worry about it. I said, do me a favor, go home tonight and send me some pictures or I'll look for some pictures. I also had to tell my brother to bring some pictures in because I kind of left off some of his pictures that he gave me. Because the night prior when I went home, I was so pissed off looking at Satan's stupid face, knowing how miserable my mom was at their wedding, that I let my anger get the best of me and I ripped the picture in half. Whoops, my bad. I made sure to put tons of pictures of my brother on this board because I was like, I know these assholes are going to comment about the pictures. I'm going to find some kind of problem with the pictures. And of course they did. My uncle's ex-wife was in one of the pictures and they got all bent out of shape over this shit. These people are so petty, I can't even tell you guys. She was in one picture. One picture. I had done like 6 boards of pictures. Of course, these assholes picked the one picture to complain about. Whatever. It was an accident. I also forgot to mention that they're so goddamn petty that they actually took the picture down. So we go back to the funeral home that night. I am overwhelmed with the amount of people that came to the funeral home that night. I just wasn't expecting it. So many people showed up that night. My ex-boyfriend passed away a year before my mom passed away. He overdosed on drugs. I hadn't talked to him in 10 years, but I went to his wake because he was a huge part of my life. When my dad passed away, him and I broke up for a year. He came to my dad's wake to pay his respects. Again, because we were a huge part of each other's lives for almost a decade, so it was like, you should always go to a funeral expecting that people from the past are going to show up. I saw a lot of people that night that I hadn't seen in years. Even like friends of my mom's that she didn't talk to for like years showed up. A lot of people just saw it on Facebook and that's how they ended up hearing about it and they ended up showing up. So of course Diane wanted to come, and pay her respects. She was nervous because she didn't know how my brother Satan would react. I told her, Diane, you were friends with my mom. Of course you could come. Your boyfriend made the food, so yeah, of course you're welcome to come. This guy threw in tons of extra shit that I didn't even order because they loved my mom. Diane came in with her boyfriend. I saw them, said hello, and then whatever. So I'm in the back talking to a couple of my mom's friends from Kmart. People are coming up to me, and it's almost like I don't even know what to say. Everybody comes up to you, and this is it. How are you? How are you, Leanna? Okay, yeah. Ooh, After seeing that like so many times, like I just didn't know what to say anymore. People don't know what to say to you, and I didn't know what to say back to them either. I can't tell this story anymore. I was like a zombie. I can't even imagine what I looked to people. I probably looked like I was on drugs because like I almost couldn't even talk. Like it was just like, yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. Thank you. What do you do? What do you say? I was just so exhausted and like a zombie. I was just out of it. So I'm in the back. My mom's friends from Kmart. I'm standing there talking to them. And all of a sudden, Diane comes running up. She's like, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. And she's like kind of being loud. And I'm like, Diane, keep it down, keep it down. So she explains to me what just took place 4 feet away from my mom's casket. Diane and her boyfriend come walking in. They came in, they said hello to people, they went up and paid their respect at the casket. They finally see my brother's standing by himself talking to somebody, and Satan's off. Her girlfriends, who never like really knew my mom, showed up. It was like a party for her. So Diane sees that my brother's by himself. So Diane thought, this is a good time for me to go over and express my condolences to Steven. She walks over and she's saying, Steven, I'm so sorry about your mom and this and that. And then all of a sudden, like a dart, Satan comes zooming over and like hooks her arm around my brother to hold on to him. And Diane's telling me this story, while I'm talking to my mom's friend, and she's like kind of being loud. Diane's a little one of those people that she gets a little loud sometimes, and she doesn't realize it. She's all like worked up and everything, and she's kind of being loud. She's like, that fucking bitch, that fucking asshole, stupid devil bitch. Like she's going off. We used to call her Lucifer. Satan comes over and she hooks onto my brother. And Diane wanted to express to my brother that His ex was sorry too, and sorry she couldn't make it, and she feels terrible. She didn't want to say it in front of Satan. She knows Satan's a fucking psychopath. My mom told her all about Satan. So she asked my brother, okay, talk to you alone. And all of a sudden, Satan goes, you're fucking rude. So Diane goes, I'm rude? I'm rude? And they get in a loud fight with each other in front of my mom's casket. They're going back and forth. I'm rude? Yes, you're fucking rude. You're so rude. You shouldn't even be here. You treated my friend like shit. You're lucky you're even here. You're so rude. I don't even know what she said. Who cares? Whatever she says, no matter what it is, it's irrelevant. Finally, I don't know how. I think my brother just walked away. He was like, Diane, I have to respect my wife. That's my wife. And he says it all the time. That's my wife. Like, we don't know. We know the leash don't go that far. There's no way to not tell it's your wife. She's like a cat who marks her territory. So that broke up, and Diane's still all heated. I think they left. I don't even know what happened. Satan, she walked out. Now, this is weird. I don't know how Satan knew what Diane even looked like. Diane's not on Facebook. She has no social media. So I don't even know how it would be that Satan would know what Diane even looks like. I still don't know. It's a mystery. So Diane's freaking out. So I'm trying to calm her down. It was like a disaster, okay? I think they left after that. Him and Satan walked out. The funeral ends that night, okay? And my brother leaves early. They're like, oh, we got to go pick up the kid. There was like a half hour left. Why couldn't you just wait the extra half hour? Really? Why can't your wife just leave and go pick the kid up like my husband would do? How do you leave your mother's wake early? I don't even understand that. He's so pussy whipped. It's not even funny. So I go outside to smoke a cigarette, and Diane's boyfriend's out there, right? Whose name is Vinny. I don't know why I just don't say his name. So I go out there. I'm like, oh, Vincenzo, what's up? This guy's like straight off the boat Italian. We're kind of talking, and he was so upset because of the way my brother treated him. He said that when my brother left, he went to go walk up to my brother and just say goodbye, and, he was sorry. And he said that my brother totally snuffed him and just walked away from him and just said he gotta go. Didn't even fucking acknowledge him. And he's like, what did I do? I was embarrassed for my brother. This guy made all the food. Trust me, Satan's fat ass was the first one in there to stuff her fat face up with the food. Do you think either one of them went up to Vinny and said thank you to him? No, neither one of them did. And then they snuff him at the end of the night when he goes to express his condolences to my brother. Again, you showed what a piece of shit you are. Satan's not even mature enough to handle my brother's ex-fiance's mom and boyfriend, because she's such a petty bitch. She can't even handle that. And you know what? I don't even have to say anything or do anything, because they show what assholes they are all the time to people. So anyway, I go home that night and I'm exhausted again. I wasn't sleeping well during these last couple of days. You sleep, but you wake up, and every time I would wake up, my heart's racing in the middle of the night. You don't sleep when somebody dies. It's just fucking horrible. So I remember coming home that night, and my mom's phone was on my kitchen counter, right? So I said, let me look through her phone. Pick it up, looking through it. I'm looking at pictures and shit, All of a sudden, this notification pops up, and I'm like, what's this? I go click on it, and my mom had money in investment accounts, okay? One of the companies that her investments was with was called Fidelity. And I see this email alert come up, and it says somebody changed the primary email address on her Fidelity account. And I'm like, well, my mom died yesterday, so it wasn't her who just did this. Mind you guys, earlier that night, that's the folder that I found. I was so pissed. I'm like, tomorrow morning, I'm fucking saying something to this piece of shit. So all right, I'm going to end this one here and come back in the next one.